Hi guys, this is Isham Durrani and today is the 14th session of jQuery video series of 100 videos and today we would be learning these topics, the dimensions, what are dimensions in jQuery, and then we will be looking at allowing certain characters in text boxes and disallowing the others. And at one instance we would be allowing numbers, and then another at another instance we would only allow alphabets and spaces in text boxes. So before I start, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell button. Okay, without wasting any time, let's start. I'll just create a replica of the last file. Let's call it 14.html. Let's remove some of the extra code. So if I render this in the browser, YouTube/14.html. So let's modify the heading. jQuery tutorial. What I want to add is a div. Let's call it div1. Removing this extra jQuery code from here, from the document.ready block. Adding a bit of styling to our new div1. Add a background of, say, okay, magenta or medium. This color looks good. Gold color. Let's add a background of gold and height of 100 pixels, width 300 pixels, giving it a border padding, first padding of say 10 pixels from all sides, and then border 3 pixels, solid uh, brown. Okay, and then let's give a margin of uh, 20 pixels. I'll refresh the page. You can see we have a text, we have a div. Here we have a div, and it has these dimensions. These are the dimensions, guys. Okay, 10 pixels of padding is added. There's a border and the margin. So in dimensions, we have these jQuery action methods. But you must remember that browsers also add their auto calculations. So we should be mindful of these minor adjustments that the browser make. So we can develop some code. Let's first try a few things like jQuery hash div1 dot width you will see that we assigned width of 300 pixels, but our browser gave 299.99. So this is because the browser is adding some of the decimal and floating points on its own. So to cater that, we need to round this. So in jQuery, for rounding, we have a math function. So I can write console.log math. So without console.log, if you type, it will print, okay? Math.log, sorry, math.round. We want to round this value. jQuery hash div1 dot width. Okay, guys, so it should give us 300 pixels. So do you remember we assigned width of 300 pixels, and with dot width we are able to pick that 300 pixels. Okay, uh, so what we can do is, let's remove these two things, add a button, and get the amounts for all these dimension methods available in jQuery. And don't forget, we need to round these values just to bypass the browser default settings. Okay, so just removing these, let's name this display dimensions. Let's give an ID of dimensions to the button, and text which says display dimensions. You can remove this extra code, and in document.ready we can say jQuery, on clicking the dimensions button, dot click function, we can write, we can say jQuery. In fact, we can assign some variables, like variable for the width, or we can do it like this, guys. Uh, Variable. Okay, let's assign variables for the dimensions. These were the methods. So W will be the width of div1 jQuery hash div1 dot width. Okay, guys, and then variable IW will be the inner width. In 1 second, I will also explain what does these different widths mean and how do they differ from one another. Okay, so I will say inner. Let's remove these. They're disturbing the layout. Okay, I would say IW would be our inner width. So it is camel cased. Sorry, it is div1 dot inner width, and then variable outer width, OW equals to jQuery hash div1 dot outer width, and then let's copy paste. In fact, there is one more variable, outer width true equals to jQuery hash div1 dot outer width. Okay, So I can explain you through the image. I have one image. You can see, supposing this is our div element, okay? Height will give us the value, sorry, if I explain you the width, which was 300 pixels, so it should give us 300 pixels. It excludes the padding on the two sides. And inner width will include the padding which we added. You remember 10 pixels on both sides, which will be 20 pixels. So for inner width, we should get 320. And okay, guys, it will not write like this. So I'm just removing this. You can just listen. So width should be 300, inner width should be 320 pixels, and then outer pixel width will include the border also. Padding, width plus border, and then outer width true will also include the margin. Okay, so let's see uh, how do these values looks like. Coming back to the jQuery code, so on clicking the button, I want these values to appear inside the div. So I will write jQuery hash div1 dot append. What I want to append? I want to append the values of width. What is the width? Using concatenation operator and then W. Okay, add a bit of space here like this. So once the width is appended, I want to append the other three thingies. Okay, so let's make a copy of this 3 times. Width, inner width, which includes the padding, and then outer width, which includes the border also, and then outer width true scenario. So let's see how it works, guys. So it will be O, W, and T. So now, when I come back to the HTML screen and refresh the page, and as soon as I hit the display dimensions button, okay, you can give a padding of margin of, let's see how much margin this box have. It has a margin dot left of 20 pixels. So let's add a bit 20 pixels on the left margin, 20 pixels margin on the left side of this heading and this button also. So they look a bit aligned now. So I would say h1 comma hash dimensions margin dash left 20 pixels. Okay, guys, now when I will refresh the page, all three things should be left aligned. Okay, isn't this fantastic? Now I just want to hit this display dimensions button and let's see if text gets added to this block. So you see, guys, it is giving us width of 299.99, then inner width of 319.99, then outer width. Okay, just to make it a bit prettier, what we can do is we can add a bit of uh, we can in fact enclose this in a paragraph. So it will be like this, plus concatenation operator, then the closing of the paragraph, I will add the same paragraph here and here and here, and then the closing here, here. Okay, concatenation operator is also required. So after every variable, before and after every variable, you should add a concatenation operator. And the other string part will come in either single quotes or double quotes. Okay. Now I'll refresh the page, and when I hit the display button, okay, we can increase the height of the box, in fact, as it is overflowing. So height, let's set it to 400 pixels. So now when I refresh the page, oh, 400 is too much. We can make it say 200 pixels. Yeah, 200 is fine. So as soon as I hit display dimensions, you can see it says width of 299.99. Now the browser is adding the floating point. So do you remember what we are missing? Yes, we are missing the math.round method. So coming back to the variable assigning part, here we need to say math.round. Okay. Sometimes jQuery can get a bit dry for some people, but let me tell you guys, it is very powerful, and it is a great skill to have. Okay, just refreshing the page now. Now when I hit the display dimensions, it should not give us the floating point numbers, but we should get the proper integers. Just hitting the display dimensions, and here you are. This is the width, this is the inner. So you can just keep this image on the other side. Okay, 300 pixels is this element width, this. So if I include 10 pixels of padding on both sides, it should make it 320 pixels. So inner width dimension method gave us 320, and then outer width. So outer width includes the 5 pixels of border. So it added 5 in 320, which is 325 pixels. So outer width is 325. And then outer width true. This includes the margin also, guys. So how much was the margin? Let me go back and look at the margin. So margin was, here's the margin hiding on this side. So margin was 20 pixels. So it added, so in width, we get left and right margin added. In outer width true, this margin and this margin gets added, which is 40. So 40 plus 325 makes it 365 pixels. So let's add the word pixel also. So coming back to the file, and if I come here, I can just say the word pixel here, px. Now when I refresh the page and hit display dimensions, you can see it's giving me values in pixels. And you can relate that with this illustrative picture that I created for you. So I hope, guys, the video is getting a bit bigger. So I hope you like the video. And from today onwards, any DOM element that you see on your HTML page with jQuery, you will be able to minutely calculate their dimensions, either it is width or height or padding or margin, border. You will have a complete idea what the width means, whether to include inner width means, outer width, and what is outer width true means, and what is the normal width means. And also you will get to know that the browser is, every browser is also doing some things on its own, like it is adding some padding, some calculating widths and floating points. And for that, I have told you a remedy to just round off the things and get the rounded figures to get the accurate values. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this 14th session. Uh, the next two topics, let's move them to the 15th session as the video is getting a bit bigger. Okay, at the end of the video, I want to request you to not forget to subscribe to this channel because I'm putting a lot of effort into this. And don't forget, this is 100 video series. 100 videos will mean 100 sessions. So, and today was the 14th session. I hope you enjoyed. So, subscribe, like, and hit the bell button. Thank you.